provincial chairperson of the ANC, David Makobo, who is responsible for security and ensuring that nothing goes amiss, and the secretary of the province, the Secretary Jongi. The DSG will speak to you off the cuff in terms of the details, and the statement will follow based on what will be communicated. Without any waste of time, DSG, you can start.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. Mine is going to be very brief. All I have to say is thank you for coming today. We do need you to assist us with getting the information out there in terms of logistics. I'm going to hand over to Nomvula Mukunyani, NEC and NWC member, so that she takes you through very meticulously what our logistical plans are. And the only comment I can make to you is that we're absolutely ready for this event tomorrow. So I'll hand over to her immediately.
Thanks, Chief. Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks to the DSG. As we all know, we have been granted permission to host the anniversary of the ANC here at the Greenpoint Stadium. The stadium takes 52,000 people seated, and we can safely say from the work that the ANC has done through its own structures, we have 66,000 people from the Western Cape who have confirmed attendance tomorrow. All those people are going to be ferried from the length and breadth of the Western Cape. We have secured buses, but as the Secretary General had indicated, one of the major challenges in the Western Cape is insufficient availability of buses, and hence we have also mobilized taxis and trains. So we've got 3 modes of transport that we will be using to ferry people. The stadium is going to open at 6 o'clock in the morning. As we speak now, our team that deals with transport distribution is meeting with the different bus companies and the taxi industry in making sure that they all receive the pickup points. So everyone who has confirmed here in the Western Cape of attending the rally, they will actually get the pickup points through the structures of the ANC and the bus coordinators, which actually means that the ANC will be knowing those that we will be ferrying to the rally. What is also of importance is that the minstrels have also officially presented themselves that they would want to be part of this particular celebration. We have also provided transport for them, and they will then use their own methods of bringing people into the city center. We, however, have to confirm that because this is not a provincial event but a national event, there are provinces that have already indicated their attendance of this national rally. Mpumalanga has already arrived. The Free State has arrived. The last group from the Free State will be arriving later today. The Eastern Cape has been coming in, and many of them have already arrived. The Northwest will be arriving later this afternoon. We also have invited guests, more than 3,000 invited guests that have been confirmed for the rally tomorrow. What we're going to also ensure is that we provide, working together with the law enforcement agencies, parking arrangements for everybody, including members of the media and so forth. We're encouraging those that are supposed to get accreditation to go to the Good Hope Center and go and get their accreditation, and those that are going to attend the gala dinner to go to the ICC for their own accreditation. It is a fundraising gala dinner this evening, and what is going to happen tonight is that we're going to have the president speaking at the gala dinner, and the national office bearers of the African National Congress will be playing different roles and responsibilities. We've got a number of good artists that are also going to be entertaining the guests. We've got Zahara, we've got DJ Aldrin Sekhale Mokhotsi, who will also be playing the oldies. We've got a young up-and-coming artist who's also going to be singing ANC revolutionary songs. We've got a stand-up comedian as well. We have a surprise that will pick up those of you who will be invited and those of you who will be watching. There's also a surprise in terms of entertainment. Because again, the ANC is the oldest liberation movement, but it is also embraced by international partners and friends. So that's what is going to happen. We have organized marshals from the ANC. More than 1,000 marshals have been organized. They are assembling with effect from 12 o'clock today here at Greenpoint Stadium. Their responsibility is to be in touch and manage and do crowd control of the ANC members, of course, complementing the work that is going to be done by the law enforcement agencies. We have also put a team of protocol officers because members of the diplomatic corps, veterans of the African National Congress, East Twalandwe, and former presidents of the ANC are going to be also attending. The former president of the ANC is also going to be attending the rally tomorrow. The gates tomorrow are going to open at 6 o'clock. Many of us who are operational will be here from 5 in the morning. We have received not less than 300 confirmations from members of the media who are going to be covering this celebration event here at Greenpoint. We have also made arrangements for those who are carrying cameras for them to meet at the waterfront and be shuttled to the stadium. And those that are coming with their little goodies items, they will then, members of the media, we will have to come through P6 here at Greenpoint Stadium. Even tomorrow, it is a birthday like any other birthday. We're going to have fun. But the main issue is the National Executive Committee statement that is going to be presented by the President. And linked to that is that we're also going to have an interfaith program that is going to run starting at 7 o'clock. And then we'll have a number of artists that are there. We have a number of DJs. We've got a number of singers that are going to be performing up and coming, as well as the ones that are popularly known, and even the ones that are involved in singing the latest Kozeguse will be part of what we're gonna have here at Greenpoint. It's a birthday party. We're gonna cut the cake. We will have the National Executive Committee cutting the cake and sipping champagne, and the cake, what's going to happen with the cake? After the National Executive Committee has cut the cake, we do not eat the cake. We take the cake to deserving communities like orphanages, and we have already, the province has assisted us. We will, on the following day, accompanied by some members of the National Executive Committee, led by one of the officials, will be going to the identified orphanage to go and deliver the NC's birthday cake. The program will go up until 4. We have been granted permission until the following day, but we will shut down at 4 so that we then do the mop-up. We've also, given the fact that even our own mobilization has actually exceeded the 52,000, we have organized an overflow that we will be putting the ANC track on it, so that then people can be entertained by some of the artists that we have. There is going to be transport used to shuttle people, but there's also the fan walk that people can actually use to come to the stadium. All in all, as what the DSG has said, we are ready to party and celebrate the 103 years of the ANC's existence. Members of the ANC have already descended onto the Western Cape. It has been an experience to prepare, but as always, the ANC has been always capable of hosting. 52,000 compared to Soccer City. It's a Sunday school picnic. But remember, those of you who were there in 2007, we filled 3 stadia in Johannesburg. And we had the streets of Johannesburg packed from Johannesburg Central Police Station. So this is something that we are used to. Just a few months ago, we were at Soccer City again. We had a massive rally. We were in Mpumalanga, and we have been to Moses Mabhida. We've been to the Northwest. So this is who we are, and this is what we do in the ANC, celebrating and allowing members of the ANC to come and be part of that. We're looking forward to the statement of the National Executive Committee. Thanks, Christian.
Yeah, these are some of the details that we wanted to give to the media, but we'll allow for questions on what Comrade Nombole has presented and as well as what the DSG has said in the beginning. As a norm, you introduce yourself, the publication, ask the question, and then you'll get the answers. Doesn't look like there are questions. There are microphones too, rolling microphones. We'll take that first hand. We'll take the second hand here, the third hand, and yeah.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Paul Vecchiotto from Business Day newspaper. Just on the number of people, you said 66,000 from the Western Cape, and then you mentioned delegations coming from other provinces, Free State and so on. So are we looking at more than 66,000? Are we looking at, I don't know, 70, 80,000 people? What are you expecting? I just need clarification on those numbers. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lukhanya Khalata. I work for the SABC. Can we just get confirmation? The former ANC president that's coming to tonight and tomorrow, is that former President Thabo Mbeki? And also, you said that you've got about 3,000 invited guests. Could you care to share just a few names of the people that have been specially invited? Thanks very much.
Okay. We have two hands here. One hand is withdrawn on that side. Mr. Galan, can you give us the mic?
Okay, Mahlatsi Gallens from SABC. There's been a number of figures going around about how much the table will cost tonight. Will you share details on how much it is to be on the president's table and the others? Thank you.
Behind you, Mahlatsi. The last question for this round. Here you have.
Yes, just about Sabelo Ndlangisa from Drum Magazine. This is about the overflow venues. Where will they be? Because we heard earlier some people were saying actually they'll occupy the V&A waterfront, which, yeah, okay, sure.
We'll respond to that. We'll take another round.
Let me speak to the question of the 3,000 guests. Firstly, let me say that we have invited all ANC stalwart families from the presidents of the ANC since 1912. Most of the families have confirmed that they're sending representatives. Former President of the Republic of South Africa, Kgalema Motlanthe, has confirmed that he will attend, and we're expecting him to come also with his spouse. We've invited members of the diplomatic corps. Currently, we have about 110 guests who have confirmed from the diplomatic corps, and that's most countries who have representatives in South Africa. We also have members of the business community who will be attending. Various leaders of business will be attending. COSATU's entire Central Executive Committee was invited, and most of the presidents and general secretaries of COSATU affiliates have indicated that they will be attending. The South African Communist Party will be sending a delegation specifically. Also, SANCO will be sending quite a large delegation. The MJC, the Muslim Judicial Council, will be sending a delegation. The South African Council of Churches are sending a delegation as well. led by the current president of the SACC. So it's quite a representative list of people who are coming. They number 3,000 in all. And we've also received requests from various professional organizations to attend as guests, and we've acceded to that. So there will be, it's quite full. We'll be filling up all the suites at the top. Yeah, so that's basically the type of people who will be sitting at the top there, what people call the VIP guests. I think that's what they call. I think the issue of how many will come from elsewhere, I'd like to ask Comrade Nomvula just to indicate the number of buses, because the way we calculate numbers is by looking at the transport and then calculating from that point onwards. So if you can just give us a sense of how many from the Northern Cape, how many from the Free State, and so on and so forth. And then we'll be able to give you a figure.
Thank you very much, TSG. The trains that have been secured from the Free State take 750 people. There's been 3 trips of people coming from the Free State. The Mpumalanga has brought 5 buses. The Northwest will be bringing 4 buses. They are on the way. The Eastern Cape has confirmed 15 buses that are coming, but there's also a motorcade, a convoy that's traveling from the Eastern Cape. Some of them have already landed through yes. So they have already arrived. The leadership has already landed. We've got a train also from Gauteng in Ekurhuleni that left yesterday afternoon. That train will be bringing 1,300. They had to put an extra coach to accommodate the demand. We're told also this morning, we want to apologize to supporters and members of the ANC who were at Park Station this morning, that they could not actually board into a train. The train has already left, but because the celebration will be live, they will be part of what is taking place. The Northern Cape, I've mentioned the Northern Cape. The Northern Cape has got 5 buses that are also coming. The leadership of the Northern Cape is already in the Western Cape. They've already arrived. Most provincial leaders are already here in the province. So we, leaving aside those that have done their own private bookings, OR Tambo has been passed. Lanseria, this morning, people were actually having fun. They're celebrating at Lanseria, flying into Cape Town. And all of them are actually coming here to this part of South Africa to come and celebrate the birthday of the African National Congress, DSG. The cost of the table, people are still bidding. So there's no finality. It will be final until the highest bidder puts the amount. So it can be 10 rand, it can be 20. We're still bidding. When you bid on and on. We're sitting here, the TG is there. So I don't know what happened from the time we're getting the briefing. So the last I heard was something quite impressive, but it's going higher and higher. It's going higher and higher. It will be good that you also bid. We also sell seats. So and it's people who are doing it voluntarily. It's a fundraising initiative that is done by anybody. The overflow. We have the defined overflows, but this space is part of South Africa and it belongs to all who live in it. If the ANC members wish to go and chill at the beachfront, they can actually go and do that. Nothing is prohibited in terms of the movement of people. Trespassers are not existing. So people have been chilling. Like today, there are walkabouts that are going to take place at the waterfront. in our townships. In Camps Bay, there's going to be a walkabout. There's going to be a number of motorcades, but there's also going to be spontaneous initiatives that normally happen with the celebration. The overflow. There's one overflow on the east of the stadium that has been identified, and we'll put up the ANC truck there, so that then once the president has addressed the nation and the world, then the national office bearers will move to that end to go and greet those who will not be able to make it to be part of the events inside the stadium. That's what we normally do. Even at Soccer City, even with the 3 stadia, the leadership had to do a walkabout on Joe Slovo Road. They had to do a walkabout on Commissioner Street. They had to end up at Johannesburg Central Police Station because of the members and supporters of the ANC who had come. When we were in Moses Mabhida, you will remember, and I'm sure you also walked the distance to the stadium, the leadership had to also go. We had 4 overflows. So it's not a new thing that we will exceed the number of people that we invite. But in our culture, you don't say invited guests only. The ANC has got 1.4 million members alone, and the ANC has been voted by 11 million South Africans. So what do you do with an organization that is 103? That's where we are. But security and ourselves are working on it.
Thank you. The ones I have.
Just on the local transportation.
Thanks. In terms of local transportation, we encourage all the people of Cape Town to use the transport that has been made available for logistical reasons, because there will be challenges of parking if people use their own private cars. But secondly, trains will leave stations from around about 6 a.m. So from 6 to 9, particularly in the main line central, that is the Mitchell's Plain, Kaili, Chanyanga, Langa route. From 6 a.m., trains will be moving. Taxis will also be moving from around about 6 a.m. in the different pickup points. People know where the pickup points are in their different areas. Paarl, Worcester, they are leaving around early hours of the morning. I think it's around 12 midnight that the train is leaving Worcester. The people of Beaufort West, your train is leaving this afternoon around 4 o'clock, that the train will be leaving the Beaufort West station to Cape Town, and it will stop in all the smaller Nyana towns along the way, be it Laingsburg and so on, right up until Cape Town. We know that there is feeder transport taking people from Prince Albert and all those other towns and bringing them into the train stations. But also to emphasize, it's important that people must remember that when the door knockers spoke to them, they told them when the trains or the transport will be leaving their area. And it's important that people must be on time. We want to make sure that the stadium is full by 8 o'clock so that we are able to start on time. So we encourage people to be as early as possible to avoid congestion and all other problems that they may experience. People are going to use the fan walk, particularly those who still have got energy. They will be dropped at Parade and they will walk at different points around town, and they will use the fan walk from town right up to the stadium. Those who are of a matured age, there will be the My City Bus service that will run a shuttle from behind the Civic Center to the stadium. But we encourage people really to take the opportunity and get the feel of the air. Morning air is beautiful. So the fan walk will be a nice thing to utilize. And then also people with disability, we have said they must go to City ICC That's where they will be transported from City ICC. There is special transport that has been arranged for them. Thank you very much.
We'll take this hand, second hand, third hand, fourth hand, and hand number 5.
Thank you very much. Kunita Hans from the Mail and Guardian. I just wanted a point of clarity. We heard on the last press briefing something about tickets. I just want to know what's the situation there. And I mean, we've heard on good authority that the special guest tonight is Beyonce. I just want a confirmation.
Hi, Marianne Merton, Independent Newspapers. Partly covered, but in terms of the ticketing, there's whole. Perhaps you can just clarify, because it's quite clear: no ticket, no access. Where do we get tickets? Where do your supporters get tickets? What is the system? And maybe we can just talk about that. The other thing is, sorry, I see there's been a name change again. But you did not elaborate on KZN and Limpopo. And would it be correct in terms of numbers to say plus minus 100 people per bus? Thank you.
I'm Patrick Harvard. I wanted to know about the ticketing and where do the people get their tickets? Is it before they board the buses or after they are dropped in town? And Usis Nomvula mentioned the problems with getting more trains. Sorry? I'm so confused. Yeah, you said you were still negotiating to get more trains. How many people are we talking about trains for people in the Western Cape, and how many of the 66,000 do not have their transport? Thanks. And sorry, what time does the president speak tomorrow? Okay.
There was a hand here and the last one.
Hi, my name is Nzenga Kuntam from ANN7. I just wanted to speak to you about the kind of relationship that you've had with the City of Cape Town in the run-up to the planning, and also what you're doing in terms of security and how many extra police, etc., have been deployed for the celebrations tomorrow.
Last question, then next to you, Simon.
Good morning. My name is Thabo Mukoni. I work for the Sunday Times. From the international community, are there any guests that you have invited? If so, how many are coming? And there was also a question around former President Thabo Mbeki, whether he's coming or not. Has he been invited? Is he coming or not? And also, the leadership of NUMSA, have they been invited? Are they coming or not? Thank you.
Juicy. Likes juice. Oh, can I deal with this one? All right, let me first. The programs, excuse me, the formal program will begin exactly at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, with ecumenical prayers, followed by messages of support from the ANC's alliance partners, COSATU, the SACP, SANCO, as well as the ANC Youth League representative, Women's League representative. And the President we will attempt as much as we can to have the President speaking exactly at 11:30. And that's our plan. And he will, yes, and that's when he will speak. In terms of invitations, all former National Executive Committee members have been invited. President Mbeki was invited, and as was his family invited. They have not confirmed, but the day is still young. The invitation stands. We haven't invited any international guests outside of the diplomatic corps. So there's no special international guest at all that's been invited. I think that's what I can answer to. And then ticketing. Can I just say that buses have 65 seats, and we will not exceed that number. So every bus, whether it's coming from any part of any province, we only allowed 65 people to get onto a bus.
We have been in consultation with the city of Cape Town in South Africa, and part of our interaction with them were also about dealing with some of these issues. We are going to take these tickets. We will work together with the security on ensuring that the 52,000 that is certainly going to go in have access of those tickets that are there. However, everyone who is going to be here in Cape Town will be part of the celebration. What is of importance is that, and Comrade Mahlobo can also speak on it, is that nothing supersedes the laws of the country. The arrangement for tickets was about excuse me, being able to count the number of people who would have been able to access the stadium, so that then it is then confirmed as to who is inside. But what we are now dealing with is the issue of the tickets being now used as the Tompas approach. Your Tompas on hand, those of you who are young will not know, but what we are told is that you have to show your Tompas, otherwise you are arrested. That's what we are sorting out, that can't supersede the right and the freedom of association of the ANC. It has also been announced by the deputy mayor of Cape Town that they have realized that there's been a lot of confusion on this matter. So we hope that the issue will not necessarily arise because there is now a structure that deals with traffic control. There is now a structure that deals with law enforcement and operations, that brings in the South African police, that brings the Metro Police, that brings the emergency and the disaster and our marshals together. So we hope that those issues are sorted out. KZN was unable to come, but the executive is here because of the proximity. But post this coming weekend, every province is going to host their own celebrations. When we leave from here, the president will be going to Palabur the next weekend. Is it next? Yes, the next weekend to go and celebrate. And other officials will be deployed across the country. Yeah, I think that's what is the situation. Thanks, Comrade Keith. Just to share with you, Keith said I must share with you the artist. I've shared with you DJ Melon, Weguze Guse, and then we're gonna have DJ Finzo, who also performs in your SABC radio station in Lesedi FM. We've got a local artist who does cultural performance called Umfundi Sunkomfa. We've got Women Unite. Excuse me. They are also from the Western Cape. We've got the 3 Months Cup. We've got Jonina. We've got Swanelo and Wanda. We've got Ashelim Mhlope. The national anthem is going to be led by the Western Choral. And then we've got Soli Muhulu. We've got Dr. Malinga with all his performances. We've got DJ Oskido. We've got Arthur and Chomi. The NC's event can't be complete without those. We've got Zahara. We've got DJ Melon. We've got Zex Bantwini. We've got Fed Cook versus Mahuta. We've got DJ Sianda. We've got DJ Spare and Naves. We've got DJ Tira. We've got Lulo Cafe. We've got El Vovo. We've got Amon Mukwena. And of course, we've got the minstrels. So we're going to party and celebrate 60 years of the Freedom Charter and 103 years of the ANC. The relationship with the city. You want me to talk about it?
Okay. Feel free.
The ANC has been organizing these events starting from 1994. 1990 with the unbanning of the ANC. we've gone everywhere and anywhere, even before we took over. And we have been moving from one province to the other. So it means you come to a province once after 9 years. The most tedious and complicated experience has been this one, of hosting this one. For what reason, I don't know. But that it has actually been difficult. We had to change our posters, because of the font. We had in Soccer City, we use firecrackers, we use confetti. We've been restricted that can't be done on this pitch. And remember, by the way, it's Public Works that built this stadium, but we have been told that we can't do that. The issue of the Soccer City everywhere, when we run the programs, we always are told by the security that the stadium is full, and we manage our things. So this tight influx kind of control has been the first experience ever, even here in Western Cape, because it's not the first time we're here. So that has been, we have even had meetings with the executive mayor. Part of the meetings were actually convened with some of us, the provincial leadership, myself sitting with her. But I've also seen how the executive mayor has been undermined. She offered us her suite, it's taken.
The madam has instructed.
Yeah, somebody then said, no, close that suite. So we can't even use a suite. She offered to relax some of the conditions around the posters. We were shortchanged. When we were putting up the stage, DSG, 3 days ago, before we started, we were told that there must be a medical doctor on site. We've never done that, but we were told that we must do that. We've done that. When they laid the foundation, somebody had to come and measure whether it's 3 centimeters or 6 centimeters. I think there's a lot that has to be done, just to change the attitude. The experience has not been good, and leave our political differences. What bothers some of us is the attitude of the officials. Because if it was about the politics, battling our political differences, it will be better. But if you are also going to be told by officials that no, we don't want this, and then you agree with the executive, and the following day you are told no, it has changed. Simple thing of confetti, this thing that shines, and even when who's this young man, Justin Bieber, was here, I mean, the rules were not as tight as the rules for this event. But it's okay. Remember, we're in charge of 8 provinces, but we will not do what they've done, because we don't think it is control. It is right to apply influx control to this extent. So that's our view.
Can I just say something on the font? I think it's really important that we just raise this matter with you. The font size we've used for ANC posters has been exactly the same for the last 20 years, actually. We started using that same font size for outdoor publication. What some of us who have a little bit of experience with outdoor publication find really innocuous and strange is that we are told that our font size for the city of Cape Town will disturb vision of drivers. However, that font size was okay for the townships, the black townships of Cape Town. We were not restricted to put the posters up of the original font size in the black townships of Cape Town. But in the city of Cape Town, it will disturb drivers. This is a very strange thing that we experience, where there appears to be an element of an urban dweller in a city having a different sight perspective to a person living in an informal settlement who may have a car, and people living in predominantly black townships of the Western Cape. I think that disturbed us a great deal. And that matter is a matter we might take on later on, politically. It's not for now, but we will take it on politically, because it's a very strange bylaw. And actually, it's a bylaw that may well have a reason for the Human Rights Commission to be involved, or some, one of our Chapter 9 institutions to look specifically at this kind of behavior. And it was so emphatic that we had to destroy 4,000 posters. And that the city of Cape Town gave us the font size that they would approve. And we complied, contrary to some of the rumors that have been spread. We've complied, but it is a very strange bylaw.
Security question, and I think
bring everything.
Just take one.
Too much. Well, thanks, DSG. With respect to matters of safety and security, we just want to indicate that we are very satisfied with all the preparations to secure the event, because preparations to the event have not started today. They started last year, when the leadership of the ANC has been going around the country, around the province. There have been incident-free interactions with the people of the province. There has not been a single incident that has been reported. Even the event of yesterday, when the leadership of the ANC was crisscrossing the province, celebrating the 103 years. Our structures are in place. We could indicate that because we are not going to take chances. The head of state is here, President Zuma. We have elevated our readiness in terms of structures. The chairperson of the national joints is here, General Mawela, working with the provincial JOC, that is. All the security forces are in place, whether from the South African police services, the intelligence communities, defense, traffic authorities, both in the province and local. But we're also very satisfied that the ANC has made provision of the marshals, as per the traditions that always the marshals are assisting. And all the contingency plans for any eventuality are already in place, whether in the main stadium, whether we are referring to the overflow. And more importantly, people of South Africa, this is a free country. When the ANC is celebrating 60 years, there is going to be freedom of movement. Whether people are in the waterfront, they're in the city, there is going to be visibility of our security forces. And we are very convinced that citizens will be able to cooperate with our law enforcement agencies. We don't foresee any problems. But those who are going to the stadium and those who are coming to the event must be able to respect the directives the organization has given them. If you are a VIP, there's a clear route that you must follow. If you are going to go through the fan park, you must do that. All those particular details, including the issues of knowing each other in terms of after the event, we'll be able to do the mop-up in the stadium. But we're also very clear that no one is going to come to the stadium and make some untoward behavior, because these are members of the ANC. They are always well behaved at all times in terms of bringing them. Well, we can't disclose the numbers on our security personnel, but we have strengthened the security services in the whole entire province, as we have elevated our work to the national level, working with the provincial JOC that is here, including all those structures that are there, including disaster management. But those ministers who are also responsible to safeguard every citizen in every event in our security clusters, they will be there in their own numbers to coordinate the event before and after the event. Thank you.
This was David Makobo, the NEC member of the ANC. I think we have reached an end of our briefing. One burning question looks.
Yeah, Auspolina, you've spoken about the mayor's suit. Who's taking over the mayor's suite? Who will be using it? Or is it on lockdown? Thank you.
It's lockdown.
Thank you. Let's use this opportunity. Thank you for having me here before. We will continue interacting. Media accreditation is happening at Good Hope Center. There's a team there that's handling the media accreditation. Let's meet there. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.